Welcome to One Tough Podcast. I'm joined here, as always, with my man Carlo, who's the producer man. And I tell you what we got here today. Carlo kept telling me, oh, you got to have this guy Frank Pinello. How you say your name?
Pinello.
Pinello, that's Italian. This guy Frank Pinello, he's the pizza guy from Vice. You know, I know the head of Vice. What's his name?
Shane
The broad.
Smith.
What's her name?
Oh, the new CEO, to be honest
She came
with
from the
you.
History Channel.
Yes. I don't even know her name, to be
What is
honest.
it? I had a meeting with her. What was her name?
I forget off the top of my head.
Everybody forgets. What do I got here? I forget. I need you guys to remember. Well, in any case, you Vice Media, you got a show all about pizza. And Frank, it's called The Best Pizza in Williamsburg. It's called The Pizza Show on Viceland.
Yes.
I mean, let me tell you about pizza first for my own feelings, because my mother was born in Catania, Sicily. So I got a little bit of Italian in me, a little bit of German, but I think I'm more Italian than German. Pizza, to me, it's a simple product, but people don't know what the hell they're doing. And when you get New York pizza, you could get that Chicago garbage in a thick thing. It's like eating New York pizza is the best pizza in the world. And I challenge anywhere in this world to compare with our New York pizza. So talk to me about your pizza.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I'm a Brooklyn guy like you. I was born in Brooklyn, born in Bensonhurst. My family's also from Sicily. My mother's from Palermo, yeah. My father's from Bauschina, so a little bit right outside of Palermo. So I grew up with my nonna doing everything at home, doing the salsiccia, the dried sausage, making wine in the basement, all the gaguzza outside.
Gaguzza. For people listening, gaguzza are squashes, and they can become big.
Yes,
Yeah.
the big green
Gaguzza longo.
Gaguzza longo.
Yeah.
You know. So I grew up with an amazing food family, but not only that, I grew up between 16th Avenue and 17th Avenue, so some of the best pizzerias, you know.
Oh, that's your opinion. You know, I come from Ozone Park.
All right.
I had Angelo's Pizza on my corner. It's defunct now, but that was on 124th Street and 101st Avenue. And I used to go there every Friday night, get the pizza there.
Yeah.
And to me, when he turned his back, I used to grab into the mozzarella there, stuff it in my mouth and eat the mozzarella
part.
when he wasn't looking. But to me, that was the best growing up. It was a thin crusted, nice, and it was really good. And, you know, so what got you interested in pizza? Yeah, I understand the family with the food. What got you interested in pizza?
Yeah, so I grew up with this amazing food family, so naturally I went into, my first job was working at a pizzeria. So I worked at pizzerias, I worked at restaurants, and I got out of high school and I took a job doing like the stockbroker thing, but it wasn't like a real stockbroker. It was like out on Long Island. I was
cold calling like Stratton Oakmont, robbing the people.
Robbing the people.
Yeah,
like a
I
boiler
went to
room.
the Series 7 class and everybody got locked up
Yeah.
from the place that I was in. So, you know, I realized that business wasn't for me.
But they all had new cars and nice suits.
And Rolexes and everything.
Had they Felipe's? Maybe.
They weren't on that level yet. But, yeah, I looked up to all these guys and everybody was like, you know, forget college. It costs you too much money to go to college. Come work for us. You'll make money. We'll turn you into a broker. And then.
Well, that
yada,
sucked,
yada,
that
yada.
business, yeah.
Yeah.
So then you decided what?
I decided that was my only break from food. I said, I love food. I did this other job that
Well,
I
hold on a
hated.
second. You actually have like a doctorate degree, like this culinary school? You actually went to a school?
Yeah, I went to the Culinary Institute in Hyde Park.
Wow, that's like the top school.
Yeah, it's a very great, classically French school, you know, where
You cut your finger off at any point?
You know what? I'm pretty good. I've been lucky with burns and cuts, but I've got a few here and there. I got a couple, you know, blisters going on, but that's a sign of a hard work, right? You know?
No. Sometimes when you chop, because I know when I chop onions and I don't get my finger out of the way, sometimes I cut it.
Yeah, that
I
happens.
like cooking, and I didn't go to no Culinary Institute. I used to watch my father because he was a chef,
Yeah.
and on Sundays used to watch him cook, and my mother, and I learned. Then I actually learned recipes from Vinny Rayo up at the famous Rayo's restaurant. I used to watch, because years ago in the early 70s, when we were cops, detectives up there,
Yep.
nobody would be in the joint. So I used to go in the kitchen. I used to watch how they cooked every day. And I do got all those recipes up
I
here.
believe it.
And I'm telling you something, simplicity's good, but also, you know, using garlic and using very, very fine tomatoes.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you got tomatoes. I hate diner tomatoes, hard tomatoes. Hard tomatoes are like a gal with falsies, you know, fake breasts. Hard tomatoes, I don't like them. I like soft red tomatoes that are
Oh,
juicy,
yeah.
Carlo, right?
Right. Oh,
I don't like to compare
Everything.
breasts with tomatoes, but I hate false breasts. I like real breasts.
They're
I'm
both
sorry.
juicy and delicious, right?
Yes.
But you know what? If you grew up like a grandfather, like we both probably did, and you were in the garden with
Backyard.
him, and he picked the tomatoes. My grandfather used to carry the salt shaker in his pocket, right?
Yeah.
So we'd be in the backyard. He had his knife with him as always. Cut it open, put a little salt right there. It was still warm from the sun. I could taste that tomato in my mouth.
We grew up in a place called Ozone Park, Queens.
Yeah, of course. I got
Johnny
family
Gotti
out
was
there.
my friend over there,
Yeah.
the Scopos.
Yeah.
I had a garden in the backyard. Some old Italian guy owned the house before I bought it. He used to go to Aqueduct Racetrack
Yeah.
and get the horse manure.
Yeah, of course.
I used to put a thing in the ground, bloop,
Yeah.
watermelon, bloop,
Uh,
tomatoes everywhere like this. Everybody used to say, Bo, where you getting this stuff from? That was the secret. He had all from the 8th race when the horse broke down and he shitted himself, we would take that,
Oh, yeah.
put it in the garden. That's a big thing, garden.
That's a
Yeah,
my
absolutely.
Tia Mamidu has on 66th Street. They used to go to Park Slope where they had the stables. Do the same thing. They got all the
Carlo.
that's all the Italians
secret.
did it. That's
The secret
that's
is horse shit.
timers. Yup.
I can say horse shit because it's horse shit. Okay.
That's the real old
So
time.
it's springtime. So if anybody listening that might be planning their
No,
garden.
I'm serious. You
yeah,
know what?
it's
Just
gonna help.
go buy Aqueduct or something. Give the guy a couple of dollars. Say, I'd like a couple bushels of horse manure. And they'll give it to you, and very nice. You put that, but you gotta be careful. You gotta mix it with the soil because
yeah.
otherwise the acidity could be a little too much.
Too much
But
nitrogen. Yeah.
let's get back now. So now you went to Culinary Institute,
Yep.
and then you started focusing on pizza. Why pizza?
So when I got out of Culinary Institute, I didn't really care about making money. It was just all about art and doing food and working for a great chef. So I went around and I worked in some great fine dining restaurants. I worked for some great chefs. And at the time, Chipotle was really exploding. And Steve Ells was a alumni from CIA. So I started getting obsessed with quick service and the idea of doing really good food, but in a quick service setting. And, pizza was very natural to me. So I started working at a restaurant called Roberta's, which is
Sure.
very famous
Yeah.
in Brooklyn. And it's kind of a mix between like a hipster pizzeria, but also fine dining. And it just kind of struck me like maybe I should do an old school pizzeria like I grew up going to, except do it with like the focus of a 4-star restaurant, of a fine dining restaurant. And so that's what we did. We came across this spot in Williamsburg with a 110-year-old wood fire oven right down the block from Mount Carmel Church where the Giglio feast is every year.
I know you got Father Shakedown Jamie there. Monsignor Shakedown. I call him Monsignor Shakedown Jamie Monsignor. Yeah, that's the guy, right?
I don't know nothing.
Yeah,
bro.
you know I know what I'm talking
nothing,
about.
bro.
All he does is shake me down from my Rayo's table. I tell him, one time I had 2 stents put in my heart. I'm in NYU hospital laying in there, and I got my brother was there, Margot was there. Jamie comes in, Dominus, Dumbiscum, whatever, all that stuff. And I go, hi, Jamie. He goes, Bo. He goes, how do you feel? I said, I feel fine. He goes, I got to tell you something. I said, what do you got to tell me? Oh, we had the Brooklyn Archdiocese fundraiser last night, and we auctioned your Rayo's table up. I look at him. I said, why wouldn't you call me? Oh, we got 25,000 for it. I said, well, why wouldn't you call me up and ask me at least to do this? He goes, it gets a little worse. I said, worse? He goes, we auctioned 2 tables and got 50,000. I said, Jamie, the Pope don't get 50,000. the Pope don't get 2 tables from Rayo's. I said, this guy shows up. Now he's on him in the grotto. What's that called when you don't like nobody?
Persona non grata.
That one. He's one of those things, right?
Yeah.
Now my brother died only a couple months ago. My best friend, my brother. So I called. This is my brother's. He used to wear this. I wear this for my brother. So my bracelet. So I call up Jamie after my brother died. I needed like a little spiritual support.
Yeah.
I call him up 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. 5th day he calls back. He calls me from St. Bart's. This is a priest. This is my priest in St. Bart's running around with a ball hug, a bathing suit on. You want to know something? That's bull crap. I said, Jamie, lose my number. You know what I do from now on? I pray directly to God. I don't need no intermediaries. And that's what I'm going to do from now on. I need God. I go to church. I said, God, please, I'm talking to you directly. I don't need no intermediaries. Yeah. Well, let's get back to the
too
pizza.
Many Mercedes in the church parking lots these
days.
No,
there's too many other things that I don't like.
Yeah.
And the Pope and all these cardinals, they know a lot of stuff that went on, and I don't like that, and I'm angry with my Catholic religion. That's something else. Let's go back to pizza.
I agree.
Okay, so what about your ingredients? What makes your pizza better than anybody's?
So first thing, we have a 100-year-old wood fire oven. So it's almost like a marriage between old school New York, because we serve it by the slice, but we're cooking them in wood fire ovens and then finish them in gas ovens. So it's kind of
a two-step.
Yeah, it's kind of a hybrid between Napoli and New York.
The best pizza I ever ate in New York, one of the best, was a place on 117th Street, First Avenue, called Patsy. And they have the original cold there. As a cop and the detective, I used to eat that pizza. The only problem is you can't buy that pizza, bring it home, because the mozzarella goes right off and rolls right off. Yeah, you got to eat it in the joint. Right there. There's not too many places that have cold anymore. That's one of the ones that still are able to use cold.
100%.
Delicious.
That when I used to do my research as a young cook, I used to drive up to Patsy's all the time just to go eat that.
But you have to eat it there, because you take it in the box. You ever take it home? It rolls off. Because the mozzarella's so hot, it rolls off. It doesn't adhere to it.
It's like Dom DeMarco, too, in Brooklyn. You know, you got to eat his pizza when you get it.
Yeah.
He's in there, and he's like, it's like watching theater when he makes pizza. He's one of my biggest inspirations. He uses the greatest ingredients.
Now, what kind of use San Marzano tomatoes?
We use Italian tomatoes, but we also like.
Not San Marzano?
Well, we do. We do use the San Marzano, but I look at the pizzeria as an American pizzeria. So we try to use as many American products as possible. And there's really good American products to be sourced here now, like cheeses that are made by guys that really know what they're doing. We do all the fresh mozzarella ourselves, so I'm not buying grande like the other guys and, putting it through the machine. We get the curd, we roll it.
You actually make your own mozzarella.
Everything for all the pizzas.
It's hard on the hands.
It's hard on the hands. A lot of hot water.
Yeah.
But
So you got the tomatoes. Do you cook your sauce?
No, raw sauce.
Raw sauce.
Yep.
Okay.
And the oven is very hot, so the idea is that if we mix a tomato like the San Marzano with a lot of minerals in it, and then we mix it with an American tomato that has a little more acidity, that it kind of has a complex flavor, and in the high heat ovens, it kind of cooks down itself.
So that's your own style. I like that.
So you think it all goes back to the oven? The oven's key. It's very important.
I think it's one of the big things, but like Bo said, pizza's it's simple, but it's very nuanced.
Yeah, like what you're describing is very, very nuanced. You know, the mineral content of the stuff just to get the balance of the flavor and the heat. It's like, what was the process of developing this? Did it take a long time?
When you developed it, you had some trials. You tested different recipes.
A lot. There's a lot of R&D in the beginning, but there's also like just a lot of being a New York guy. You like working in pizzerias growing up. There's not anything written down about these places. It's just passed down from grandfathers to families to the guy in the neighborhood that took over the shop. So, like, learning those little tricks made a big difference in my career.
One of my dear friends, Guy Fieri, he's got that show. It's addictive. I mean, you turn on that show, you watch Guy Fieri go to all these different places. Guy's a dear friend of mine. I've been to his home in California where he cooked there, and all his boys, all his boys were drunk there, and he made the peasant sauce there with the olives. What do they call Puntanesa with the anchovies. So Guy's a good friend of mine. I tell you, I turn that on, I get addicted one after another. Like with the pimple, Dr. Pimple Popper. I put that on.
I don't know if I get addicted.
I get addicted to that. Or Naked and Afraid. I get addicted.
I love that. I love that show.
Carlo, I don't watch Housewives of New York. I like to watch real stuff. Okay,
right?
Real stuff.
Of course.
Going back to the pizza thing, did you know Carlo and I opened a pizza place?
No, get out of here.
So this is a story that's going to be first told on this podcast. So I get a call from somebody who says, Bo, I need your help, right? He goes, I'm opening a pizza place, but the chef of the old pizza place I stole away from this pizza place.
Okay.
I said, that's not a nice thing. I like nice things. So they take the pizza guy and he's going to open up a new place with the recipes that he learned from this other pizza place. So I get a couple of my boys. I get a couple of my boys down here. We go to the pizza place, and there's a place called It's #1 rated in New York, Prince Street Pizza.
Yeah.
You've heard of it. So I go down to Prince Street Pizza. We go into the basement, me, Mike, and Mike. And all of a sudden, this guy, Frank Morano's there.
Yeah,
so we
yeah.
start talking. He goes, Bo, you know my father, which I remember his dad.
Yeah.
Cool guy, great guy.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, we're down there. I said, look, Frank, it ain't like the old days. You got to be careful. Everything you do. I said, these freaking cops will lock your ass up if you start doing something that's a little out of line.
Of course.
So I'm trying to calm you down because it ain't worth it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to be a peacemaker. Then all of a sudden, he goes to me, Bo, would you like a piece of our square a pepperoni pizza?
Yeah, the pepperoni, the spicy pepperoni
He
pie.
brings it, and let me tell you something, Frank.
Good.
I've never eaten a pie like I bit into. It was crispy on the outside, and the pepperonis were all well done. It was like eating the bacon on top.
cups,
And I ate it. I went like this, holy shit.
Yeah.
I said, I love it, Frank.
Yeah.
So as I leave there, I said, Frank, did you ever think of opening another one up? He goes, yeah, I thought about it. I said, I'm very serious. I would like to open a Prince Street Pizza on the Upper East Side.
Yeah.
So I go to Carlo. I says, Carlo, let's open a joint. We're going to open one up. We got the joint on 73rd, 74th, 2nd Avenue. What we're going to do is we're going to knock off directly. We're going to use the same sauce. He cooks his sauce exactly like it. No deviations. We're going to have Prince Street Pizza North. I don't know if you know Prince Street Pizza. Any time of day or night you go there, the line's around the block.
We went there with the show, the pizza show that I did.
Is it unbelievable?
We went there. It was great. Yeah.
You love the pizza?
Love the pizza.
Well, you could come up to ours when we're opening next month.
I would love to. But
you love the pizza, right?
So is it a partnership with Prince?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
It's going to be, we're going to pay him a royalty,
Yeah.
a licensing agreement. But part of the agreement is we don't deviate anything the way he makes that pizza. It's going to be exact. And you want to know something? When I tasted that pizza, and I challenge anybody else.
That square is good.
I love pepperoni.
It's very good.
And they make them crispy on top.
Yeah.
So Carlo and I are going to be opening up in the next couple of months, right, Carlo?
Congratulations. That's big news. That's awesome.
Yeah, and it will come on your show. You come.
Yeah,
and this will be Prince Street North.
We'll come visit you with the cameras, and if you guys want, we'll do a little pop up. Best pizza with Prince Street. We'll do something.
Well,
really
you know what? Why I like it too is Frank Morano did a lot with the social media to bring it up. You know, I mean, social media sells.
Yeah.
He spent a lot of time and effort bringing it up. If you Google best pizza in New York, he pops up as #1. But I'm not going by that.
Great.
I'm going by my palate.
Yeah.
My palate bit into that Sicilian pepperoni, and it was like making love, man.
Yeah.
Almost. It was good. But so now you have this TV show.
So how did the show come about?
Yeah. Let's talk about your show.
Yeah. So like probably like 7 or 8 years ago, Vice, their original office was right down the block. I'm on Havamai between North 7th and North 8th.
I've been to the headquarters.
Yeah. So the new headquarters you were probably at, but the old
by the water.
Right, exactly. The beautiful new building. The old one was right on North 8th, and they were there for a bunch of years, and a lot of the producers and people would come in and eat. So they asked me to do a show. It's called Chef's Night Out, where they invited chefs that they liked out, and you got to pick your favorite restaurant. So instead of bringing them to like my favorite restaurant, I was like, well, my favorite restaurant is my grandmother's basement, you know? I brought them to my grandmother's house on 66th Street, and we went to the basement, and she cooked, and then we went to Villa Bate on 18th Avenue and a couple, J&V and on 18th Avenue, a couple of Da Vinci's, a couple other places I grew up going to. And it was like really good, it was just the segment went really well, and a lot of it was pizza, me making pizza, and like my family, and my grandmother didn't speak a lick of English, so it was like old school, kind of like the way we grew up, And I'm lucky, I think, because my parents came here later on, so I got a lot of that.
You first generation?
World. Yeah, both.
Well, me too.
Yep, first generation. So I think that went.
So then
really
they
well.
contacted you from Vice?
Yeah, and then after that we did that show. They asked me to shoot a pilot for the pizza show because.
And that's all you do is pizza.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm trained in classical French cuisine, so
I like French food.
Yeah, I do too.
I like French food.
I do too.
I don't like the Parisian nasty people, but the
yeah,
country French. I go to St. Bart's all the time.
Yeah.
Beautiful country French, And I love the banquette, the fresh banquettes. There's nothing like cheese, wine Bordeaux. I love French Bordeaux. Better than California garbage.
Yes.
Bordeaux wine. I love that. Yeah.
A little
I love the hot and the cold.
crusty bread.
Oh yeah. Carlo, you know this
nice
stuff?
glass of wine.
Absolutely. That's
Yeah.
good stuff.
But
That's
French cuisine is very, very good, very rich, very rich with the cheeses and all that
the
stuff.
cream and the cheese.
I like that joint on 52nd Street, the Frog, a Linguine
Yeah, very.
Linguine Wheel. What's it called?
I can't pronounce it
Carlo.
either.
I don't know how you say it.
Linguine Wheel.
With all the
Gwyn
flowers,
Wheel.
yeah. Very nice.
Very nice
That
joint.
Drew Neimanport restaurant, I think. Same guys know.
Drew?
I think
Drew's
so.
a friend of ours. Drew.
Yeah,
Drew's a
yeah.
good friend. He does that Noble too.
Yep, Nobu, yep.
So then all of a sudden,
restaurant.
you start the show. You got a good response with the show.
Yeah.
It's covered good. So what's your next stuff you're going to get involved with?
Well, so I just got back from Kuwait. I've been
Kuwait?
I've been doing a lot of consulting. So my
You
first.
can't bring the pepperonis to Kuwait. They don't eat the pig.
Oh, they don't eat the pig. If I got caught with a slice of prosciutto, they'd fucking throw me away for life.
Oh, no, they're serious.
It was like being in jail going to Kuwait. I mean, don't
I
get
love
me
my
wrong.
bacon, man. I love my bacon.
Oh,
and
forget
I was
it.
just getting my shoe shine before downstairs, and I'm there, and I'm in a kind of a happy mood.
Yeah,
you know why I'm in a happy mood? Because it's almost weekend time.
Yeah.
Weekend's not made for Michelob. Weekend's made for Bo. And I just can't wait to get in my car, get out to the Hamptons on the water. The white swans pass by. I sit there and I come like this, sizzle
Relaxation.
down, man. Because New York all week, I'm fist fighting. I just calm down. I recommend it to anybody. Get out of this city. Get out of this city on the weekend and come down. Bring the pressure level
I was in
down.
Montauk yesterday looking at a pizzeria.
Cool.
I went like that, like exactly what you're saying. I heard the crickets. I looked up. I saw the stars.
Yeah.
I looked at the water. It was like natural relaxation.
It is. And I recommend that to everyone who's all stressed out, whether you have financial problems or whatever. Hop on the Long Island Railroad, get out there, pitch a tent, whatever you want to
So
do.
nice.
But get out to the nature, man. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
But so now your next thing is you're going to open a place up in Montauk, maybe?
So Montauk, well, I've
You
been
ain't
doing.
got many people there.
Yeah.
You ain't got many people there.
Yeah. Well, the consulting thing was big for me. I traveled the world doing consulting. I went to Korea, I did Hong Kong, I did London, LA, Miami, a bunch of places. And I set up basically partnerships with all these places or kind of just, spread the culture of pizza, which was kind of really the thing. Then I got the job in Kuwait, which was really interesting for me. I did that. I ended up in a palace in Abu Dhabi talking to, the ministry about helping them with food and beverage.
Yeah.
And then
I've been over to Saudi Arabia 24 times.
Yeah.
Every 20 minutes they go, every 20 minutes you hear the loudspeakers going.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
I was in
The bread.
Riyadh and Jeddah.
Yeah,
All these
yeah.
people, they're crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, I go to Qatar next month. Have you ever been?
I've never been to Qatar. Never been there.
either.
You ever been to Qatar?
No, I was in Abu Dhabi and Dubai last winter.
Yeah, well, you know
I
what?
hear
I'd rather
that's
take.
nice,
I'd
Qatar.
rather take one of your kitchen knives and drive it through my head and go back to the Middle East. I mean that.
It's not. Listen, you can't drink. You can't do any other things that people like to do. You can't kiss your girlfriend in the street.
Yeah.
You can't have. I couldn't find a fucking slice of prosciutto if I wanted to.
No.
You couldn't. You couldn't even go on your computer and look at
it's
pretty
censored.
girls.
Everything's,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's nothing. It's like being in.
But I
jail.
I remember when I was there. I was there in the late '70s, early '80s.
Wow.
I'll never forget. I turned on TV. I was in one of the Prince's palaces in Riyadh. I actually saw the beheading of 100 people. People who sold drugs or who were involved with robberies. They beheaded. It was like you go to the supermarket. The head was being chopped off. I watched that stuff. Then I used to jog around Riyadh. I was stuck in the palace for a couple of days. People would yell at me, and I'm yelling back. They would have the Bedouins. Bedouins
Yeah,
are the
the
poor
Bedouins.
people.
Yeah, the
and
Bedouins.
the royal family comes from they got all the money. And what they do is they have a big feast at 2 o'clock in the morning. Then all that food they bring to the Bedouins to the lot across the street. Yeah, I don't like it.
Different
there.
culture.
I love my country, but this country's a great place. But these penis licking liberals, man, they got to get rid of them.
Yeah,
They want to
yeah.
change everything.
Yeah.
What? America's great. Now, I'm not trying to be Trump, but America is a great country. We love this country. We got to keep ourselves strong. We can't let these liberals take away all our freedoms. They want to share what money you make. They
Yeah.
want to go into your bank account and share it. What do they want to? Now they want us to give reparations to the African Americans from what happened 200 years ago.
Yeah.
Hey, I wasn't there. I didn't do nothing. Leave me alone. Go work hard. Go make your own money. Right?
Yeah, those are complicated situations, but I do, I did witness the American dream with my own eyes, and anybody that says that it's dead, I don't believe that.
No, and that dream is there for if you're African American. I don't know what do you call it, black now. You can't say African. I don't know what the new call is.
Yeah.
I think it's black now. Whether you're black, Hispanic, brown skin, and then they get pissed off at the Asians. The poor Asian kids study real hard. They get into all these good schools. Hey, my compliments, because when the other kids are out smoking pot and driving their brains into another dimension, these kids are studying, and they have a right to go to these good colleges because they put the time in there. You want to go to Harvard? Get off your ass and study and go, right?
Yeah. It's definitely, I mean, like you, I mean, growing up in New York, you see it. People come here from all different countries and make it. And
you know what? How they make it? Hard work equals success. Complacency is the death of success. You want to sit back, wait to win the lottery? It ain't happening.
Not happening.
And the new generation, my own kids, the new generation thinks, oh, you made a lot of money. Here, I want this. How about getting off your ass and working for it and make your own money, make success out of yourself? Nobody handed me nothing. You know what I'm saying, brother?
Yeah, I know.
Of course.
I know.
Yeah,
You're a hard-working guy. You're a first-generation American, and you love this country, and you had to work, right?
Absolutely, and I wanted to make my grandfather proud always. I always wanted to make my father proud because, my grandfather was janitor at Manhattan Plaza over here. My father, blue-collar guy. And for us, me and my brother, it was always like take the next step up the ladder to make them proud. You know what I mean?
And when the Italians came over here, my mother told me stories about, they used to call them zips.
Yeah,
And there'd be the hog, the underground hog workers, the tunnels that were dug for these subway tunnels and all. The Italians, they used to throw them down there. I mean, that was something that, the menial jobs the Italians got during the last turn of the century. But that was it. You worked hard, and a lot of them worked hard, and they opened businesses up. They bought nice things, and they worked hard. They saved.
Absolutely.
They used to, when I was a constructor, I was an iron worker and a laborer. They used to eat broccoli rabe sandwiches on good Italian. No meat in there.
That's it.
Broccoli rabe on fresh Italian bread.
Yeah.
You ever eat that?
Yeah.
Or a little provolone too is good.
Well,
Yeah, they couldn't even afford the provolone.
No.
They put breadcrumbs on top of the broccoli rabe with the bread.
Yeah, that's good. But you're really off and running, baby.
Yeah, it's nice to represent where I'm from and do the food that is very important to me that my grandmother cooked, and I grew up with the sfincione and that grandma style pizza. We serve it, I throw anchovies and everything
I like
because that's how
anchovies.
she cooked, and yeah, it's nice to be representing my culture and doing what I do and spreading it around the world now. I had an uncle who was who worked at the 6-2 precinct and then worked in Brooklyn Homicide. I don't know.
I retired out of Brooklyn.
Brooklyn, South
What was his
Coney
name?
Island. Tony Angadi.
My last case was the Palm Sunday Massacre. Was he on the force in 84, 85?
Oh yeah, he was a dinosaur. He went he passed away now. Rest in peace, Tony.
I guarantee you I knew him because
he knew you. He talked about you a lot to me.
Really?
Yeah, he would always. Anytime we saw you on TV, he would always say, Bo and I worked closely on cases. I mean, I know you may have crossed paths.
Wow. Well,
But you
that
always
makes
talked
me,
about
whatever
you.
hair I got, stand up, God bless your uncle.
Yeah.
I'm losing everywhere. I just lost 2 partners from the Palm Sunday Massacre. Everybody's dying around me. And like your uncle, I mean, they call them dinosaurs because they were from the old school.
Yeah.
Then today, these poor kids are out there, they can't even do their job.
Yeah.
It's horrible. But talking up about your new project, so you're going to definitely open something up in the Bontalk?
We're very close this week. If everything goes well, the lease will be signed, and we have a really spectacular place. It's in a unique location, and we think that we could really go out there and make a difference, and kind of like be, instead of being like one of these really bougie places where it's $2,000 to walk in and get a bottle, it's kind of bringing it back for a place where the fishermen could go and the local guy could go and hang out and have a beer and a slice of pizza and not have to spend 10 grand.
You know,
what I mean?
and it's just funny, Carlo. Pizza. It's a simple word, simple premise, simple product.
Yeah.
Not crazy, but if you use the right ingredients and you cook it properly, pizza will always be. And frig those damn diets. People say, hey, I can't eat pizza. I'm on a diet. Kiss my butt. Give me a nice piece of delicious pizza.
Yeah.
Carlo,
All the time.
burn the roof of my mouth when I eat it because I love pizza. And that's why I had you there because pizza is one of my favorite. And we're opening up the Prince Street Pizza, and I want you over there.
I would love to come and support. I'm going to send you guys some pizzas. We'll set it up before we leave, but we'll bring a bunch of pizzas for everybody here. For,
That's very
for the
nice.
Staff. Yeah,
That's very nice.
Very soon we'll
Now
do that.
let's talk about how people can reach out to you on all your social media and where your show is, when your show is on, and all that.
Yeah, absolutely. So you could find me at Best Pizza on Havamaya Street between North 7th and North 8th. My Instagram is Best Pizza 33, and that has all the information about my locations. I have a new place in New Rochelle called La Rosa, Pizzeria La Rosa.
Oh, that's your place?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
my
it's the
place.
old modern.
It's the old modern.
They got an old oven in there.
With the old ovens, yeah. I'm attracted to that old stuff, And then obviously, if you guys are into Vice Network or the Pizza Show, you can find it on Vice's platform, Munchies, and they also played on Viceland, the TV show. So
You're on every
we got
week?
a lot going on. Right now, it's on a little bit of a hiatus, but we just did 2 how-tos. So right now on the website I did Clams Casino, kind of like an old school Clams Casino. So we did a how-to for that, and we also did a how-to for calzone, like just traditional calzone, how to make a calzone.
Yeah, you know how to make baked clams, Carlo?
Baked clams, yeah, of course.
How do you make them, Carlo? Let me hear.
You to get good clams.
I
good
know what
size,
he's
Okay,
waiting
good,
for.
good, keep
I know
going.
what he's waiting
Keep
for.
going. So what do
you
you
gotta
do?
get breadcrumbs,
Oh, tell me how you're doing it.
garlic,
Yeah.
a little oil. You put them on a platter. You put in the oven.
No, you didn't.
He wants
tell
to
me.
know what you
You
do with the
didn't-
clam.
No,
He
you-
wants to know what you do
didn't-
with the
you
clam.
didn't tell me. Let me explain to you.
Okay, let's get your recipe.
First of all,
Clams
There's 2
oregano.
schools here.
First of all, I do use 4 Seasons and I do use El Progreso flavored
The
breadcrumbs.
best.
Are the best.
The best.
But you got to beef them up a little
I
bit.
eat those with a spoon.
You got to beef them up. You got to grind a little garlic in there too. You got to put a little garlic in there. So you put it. You have, and fresh parsley is a little trick.
Oh, parsley.
Finely cut. You put it in there, right? Then you got a piccolo Romano cheese. You put cheese. A lot of people don't put cheese. I put cheese. You put it in there. Now you get really good olive oil. You put it in there. You make it into a mushitation. You know what a mushitation is? And then you take your clam. You make sure you do a full cut underneath.
There we go.
Full cut so it comes up. Not these big chowder clams. Not the little teeny weenies. The mediums are good. Then you pack it on top. You put them under the oven. You let them bake in the oven, nice crispy on top. A little lemon on top, Carlo. Well, home free. You like that one?
I love it because you leave the clam bellies in. Some guys take the bellies out and chop them up. That's what I was waiting for.
No.
That's a no-no. That's a no-no.
Look at the size of me. Do you think I don't know food? Come on, Frank. Look at the size.
You know.
But you know what we do? Every week we have a punk of the week.
Yeah.
Whatever bothers you, what's going on with an issue, with a person, whatever your punk of the week, what is bothering you this week? I'd like to hear.
My punk of the week, and I don't know if it's gonna offend anybody, but is
Nothing offends anybody on my show.
is this the Hudson Yards is my punk of the week. It's a punk. It's a fucking mall. It's a mall. There's nothing special about it in my opinion. You go there and architecturally there's nice buildings, and I know it's not completely finished yet. The Beehive is cool, but otherwise it's a mall in the middle of Manhattan. Why the hell does anybody want to come to Manhattan to go to the mall? So for me,
And
that's
you
my
want to
punk
know
of the
something
week.
that's very serious about. They're talking about $18 billion, $20 billion, $30 billion, whatever it's cost, and there's no real affordable housing there. It's every one bedrooms are selling for $5 million.
Yeah, on like the
I
second
mean,
floor.
who can afford these things? I like that punk. Carl, what's your punk of the week?
The New York transit system. It took me an hour and 40 minutes to get to work today. It's crazy.
Well, the mayor runs that. Mayor Big Bird de Blasio. I mean, the
punk of the
people
week.
wanted him back. And again, my punk of the week keeps going back to this same thing. But my punk of the week is going to be his wife. That's right. And if they don't like it, kiss my butt. She's a punk for wasting almost $800 million on the mental illness aspects. Mental illnesses are in our correction facilities, in our classroom, when other kids can't learn. They can't remove these kids from the class, so the kids that want to learn can't learn. The mental illness is what you see on the streets, and she spent almost $800 million, and she can't explain. She can't explain what she did with $800 million. I'll explain. I'd like to follow that money, and I'll guarantee you it's being diverted somewhere. That's my punk. And that's right, Mr. de Blasio. Your wife is the punk of the week for me. Right. If you don't like it, come see me at One Penn Plaza.
All right, there you have it. That was Punk of the Week for this week.
Okay, so
Very
let's
strong
go through
feelings
our
on all
things.
sides of the issues. We want to thank Frank Pinello very much for coming today. We learned a lot about pizza and the whole.
Thank you.
Frank's going to become our new best friend.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So we appreciate our fans. Keep sending us our emails. I mean, we read everything, and we love your feedback. You can email your questions to onetoughpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on social media. We're at One Tough Podcast on Twitter, and Bo is at Bo Deedle on Twitter, and at The Real Bo Deedle on Instagram. And you can find us on all platforms. We love your feedback. Keep writing us, and stay tuned for upcoming episodes.
Frank, thank you so much.
Those that don't know, Bo is a New York legend. He's done a lot of things. Look this man up, and you'll find out a wealth of knowledge. So
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
God bless your uncle. God bless your uncle.
Thank you.